everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I'm doing a bit of a get it all done today. There's just, we should just say mixed motivation because I've got a bit of laundry, cleaning, cooking. Yeah, it's just what I would call a mixed bag of things. There's no rhyme or reason to this whatsoever. Now I've still got Harper up with me at the moment. It's 10:30 now. We've gone for a walk. Now ideally I would like to start and get it all done earlier on, but I just struggle so much to do it when Harper's awake and she only has that one nap, so I've sort of got to do it in between in that one nap, because I don't know how other YouTubers do it with the tripod there and their children around. Like, I mean, I know a lot of YouTubers do it with their children around, but even though I've been doing it YouTube from when Harper was young, she just would go to the tripod, and it's just not ideal and it takes so much longer. But now she's sort of having later naps, so probably around 11, but like I said, ideally I'd like to start it when she's awake, because then I'm not sort of running around like a headless chook when she has that one nap, because it obviously becomes very tiring. But yes, so and also so we've gone for a walk this morning, Harper and I and Tiara. Now I think it was 2 Sundays ago, I had been thinking about it for a while, a few weeks, and it was a really hard decision to have to make, and I didn't really want to have to do it, but it was just too much and not fair on her either. And she was a great dog, Marbella. She was just a fantastic dog, our golden retriever, but she just, I just felt like lately I hadn't been able to give her all the attention and everything that she deserves, especially being a bigger dog. She come on walks and stuff with us, but it was very, very stressful, me walking with a pram and the 2 dogs, and then obviously being pregnant, and then soon gonna have 2 children. It's there's things I can do juggling acts with, but it just wasn't fair on the dog, so that's where the decision sort of come to with me. So I rehomed her, and they were a lovely young couple. They didn't have any children, but they were a lovely young couple, and they brought their border collie over that was 5 years old, so to meet Marbella, and they got on very, very well. So, and they still send me photos and everything now, so I've got their number and all of that. But so that's where that's at. But and you probably seen on Instagram, on the weekend we sort of went to Kmart and redecorated the back alfresco, sort of made it into like a really nice, inviting, relaxing sitting area. So I'll show you that later on in the video. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't have seen that post. But so that's where we're at. Anyway, I feel like this intro was rambled on enough, so I'm just going to jump into this. I'm just going to try and do what I can when Harper's awake. So like I said, the laundry, like the ironing, and I want to deep clean our sofa, but I won't be able to do that when she's awake because the Bissell machine is quite noisy. But look, I'm just going to jump into this, get it done, because there's just a few odd bits, as there always is with me, a few odd bits that I want to just get ticked off in my mind, and then dinner that I want to get on, that I need to get on soon. So we're just going to jump straight in, get this done. First things first, I'm just filling my diffuser with some energy essential oil, which is obviously these days always needed, and especially being a mother, always needing that extra energy boost. So I really like the smell of this one. I don't really care about love. I don't really care about happy ever after. Something about you gives me hope. Something about you, When the sun goes down and the night sky's falling, do you believe So now on to deep cleaning this sofa. This is sort of in our obviously main living area, so it gets used the most. And since I've purchased this, well, actually my mum bought us this as a housewarming gift when we moved into our home, what, like nearly 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. This end of July will be 2 years. But yeah, so, and I haven't never vacuumed underneath it, so I'm going to give that a good clean, which is really weird for me that I hadn't cleaned under this before now. But anyway, I'm getting it done today. As you can see, Harper's still awake for this part, but like I mentioned in the intro, I'm not going to use the Bissell while she's awake because it's not too noisy, but for her it'll probably just annoy her and she won't like it very much. So I'm going to leave that for as soon as I put her down for a nap. But there was some stuck on food and bits and pieces stuck under here, so I'm just spraying my thieves on there and just wiping over that to get rid of those yucky bits.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second.
My husband Kelvin bought me this Bissell probably, I think it was 2 birthdays ago, and it's the best little cleaner ever. And I mean, like, if the dogs ever did a sort of spill, accident on the carpet, like, I would use it as a spot cleaner on the carpet. I mean, you'd never clean your whole carpet with it, obviously, but for a spot cleaner for carpets, I think it's brilliant as well, and really is effective, like, works fantastic. And it's just a must with kids and sofas. Like, it's definitely needed if you have kids, and obviously you have sofas, and they get quite grubby, especially when they're used quite a bit. So, but I do try and not encourage her to eat on the sofa, but I mean, she sometimes might get up there with a biscuit or something. But yes, so anyway, but this is in a separate video, as you can tell by my change of clothes. So I did this on that actual weekend when Kelvin was home, because obviously Harper, like, I did my sofa when Harper was sleeping, but because this rocking chair is in her bedroom, I needed her obviously not to be in a bedroom. So Kelvin just had her out the back playing whilst I was cleaning her chair, and then I went into my office and just gave my office chair a bit of a freshen up as well. the other day Harper and I got back from a walk in the morning, and I decided to give her stroller like a deep, thorough cleaning. So I just took it out the backyard and fully hosed it down and just gave it a really good scrub with hot water and my thieves cleaner, and it come up really good. I was actually shocked how good it come up. And then I just soaked the removable parts and washed them in the washing machine. But anyway, I'm packing that away, and then my dad, for a gift when we had Harper, bought us a stroller, but it was more like a toddler stroller, which was my fault. Like, I asked him to get that for us, so he just sort of went, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, he doesn't know nothing about strollers, but anyway, at the time it was too sort of grown up for a newborn. So anyway, we got this pram that we've been using off Gumtree, because the sort of cover comes down more and, you know, hides them from more things, you know, the sun and whatnot. But anyway, moral of the story is, so I washed that and put it away, but because Harper was still awake when I decided to wash it, because I didn't want to waste my time doing that when she was napping. So she was just wandering around out the back, you know, trying to help and everything as they do. And I was just thinking to myself, God love them. I mean, I know it's good for them to learn and be around and obviously get involved and help and things like that. Like, you don't want to take that away from them, but I was just, couldn't help but think how much quicker you would get things done, you know, if you could just breeze through without them trying to help and everything. Like, and then it got me remembering back to when Bentley was younger and I'd be washing my car, because I feel like I washed it a lot more frequently than I do these days. But yeah, I would wash my car and he'd be out wandering around, and, you know, they'd want the hose, and it's just, it's laughable because they're just so sweet and innocent. But yeah, so I just was watching this back and it reminded me of that. Now, I just also wanted to give Harper's window and her wardrobe mirror a really good cleaning as well, because that had been a little while since I did that. Because obviously, like I mentioned, it's harder to clean in Harper's room because if she's not asleep, she's there around. And I mean, to film it and clean it is a bit more difficult. I mean, I could go in and just clean it when she's getting around, but to film it, I really need her sort of not to be around at that time. But felt so much better just giving her room a pretty good deep clean. I know you feel it within, so go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within, so go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you? I know it's hard for you to give it a try, but you are not alone. I'm here with. So I'd been wanting to take these curtains down here in the laundry for quite some time now, and today I just finally decided to do it. But I went to take them off and then realised I needed a screwdriver, so I had to run out the shed and do that. Usually this is something I probably would have waited and said to Kelvin, you take that off, but no, I put my Miss Independent pants on and I went out and got the screwdriver and took it off myself. So that was good, and I could get them in the wash. Now, they hadn't been cleaned again since we moved in here, so nearly 2 years ago. But they just had some sort of food on them, obviously, from little Miss Harper. She's getting the blame for everything today. But so I felt good giving them a freshen up, and as soon as I washed them and they come out of the washing machine, I hung them straight back up. And now I'm just going to give Harper's chair just a shake off. It really needs a thorough washing, but I don't think I'm going to do that on this particular day, as I have, several other things I want to get through today. But just getting rid of the crumbs and stuff off the towel. Now you know how it feels, now you know you
find some balance in my life. I never really put up a fight, and now I'm losing sleep. What if I lost touch? What if I'll never get it right? I try to follow my heart, but I lost it somehow. Wish that someone could say it'll all be okay. Just listen to me as I say. Listen to me as I slow it down. Dreams are yours if you want it. Enjoy the ride, 'cause those...
It's funny, I watch other YouTubers and in their videos, you know, they might be doing things like emptying their dishwasher, and when I see them just get their dishes straight out, because they've obviously completely dried, and they just compact them straight away without having to re-dry them, it so envies me. Like, I'm so envious. And this dishwasher, obviously it's brand new, like we were the first people to live in this house, so I just don't get it. One of my girlfriends once ages ago said about the setting, maybe a setting on it or something, but yeah, obviously my fault. I've never looked into it any further, but it's so annoying. Okay, so for the sausage and white bean soup, also in the slow cooker. Now, if you watched my What's for Dinner, I did a few videos ago, I also used these in my tortellini slow cooker soup, and it was amazing. I've made it again since that video because we just loved it so much. So I just picked these up from our local Aldi. So these are going in this dish as well. So we just, like, I'm using chorizo, but any sort of sausage, you know, not probably a normal sausage, but like a more thicker sausage. I don't even know how to explain it, but like I always, I'll insert the recipe in the description box below as well. Okay, so pepper, bay leaves, 2 tins of white beans. I'm just using cannellini beans, olive oil, carrot, celery, parmesan for serving, thyme, kale. Now, I thought I had more kale. I must have used it. I've been having it for lunches, so yeah, I've just got about a handful of kale. Onion, it says only half an onion, but I'm going to use this whole brown onion. I've got 2, it says 4 cups of chicken broth, but I don't sort of buy it in, like, you know, the containers, the sort of jugs, so I just buy it in the stock. So I've just got chicken stock here. I'm just using 2 cubes and 4 cups of water, it says. Now, I've only got 2 in here, but I'll refill it. Garlic, so that's what we need. I'm going to get this in the slow cooker now because I think we have to saute, just like the tortellini soup, probably saute in the fry pan the sausages and vegetables probably, and then throw them in the slow cooker. That was how the tortellini soup was done. But yeah, I'm going to get onto this now. It's 12 o'clock, so I'm just going to cook it on high till we eat dinner. This dish was so delicious. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Kelvin was a bit on the fence about it. It was probably a bit too healthy for Kelvin, but for me, no, I totally loved this. And because I used only the 2 chicken stocks, because I don't buy, you know, like the containers of the pre-made stock, I have the cubes. Yeah, maybe 2 of the chicken stock cubes wasn't quite enough. The recipe does say 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth, so maybe if you used it in the cartons it might be a bit, you know, stronger, but I did end up adding like a tablespoon of my veggie stock homemade paste that I make in the Thermomix, and that just, yeah, the flavour was perfect then, because it just didn't taste flavoursome enough or sort of a bit, you know, salty enough. So I added the veggie stock paste and it was just perfect. But yeah, I'd been really loving the slow cooker meals lately, like, you know, as I mentioned in my What's for Dinner video. They're just so easy and so delicious.
Only for a moment, only for a while. I regret letting you go, and you were mine. I thought I'd be fine, but now my heart don't feel right, and this pain doesn't go away. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down, 'cause now I wait for you to say. Call me back. I haven't heard from you in so long. I'm starting to forget what you sound like. 'Cause now that it's over, I'm by myself.
Okay, so now we're on to my least favourite chore around the home, and that's ironing. As I've mentioned a few times before on my channel, I completely dread it, especially when I let it get a bit out of hand. I used to, back in the day, once upon a time, used to stay on top of it and do the ironing when there's probably 4 or 5 things, but obviously lately it's been harder with, yeah, everything going on, so I've got a huge pile, as I just showed you there, quietly ripping my hair out. But yeah, anyway, I'd love to know, are you somebody that actually, are you one of those people that actually enjoy ironing? I would probably find it to be okay if it was like one of the only things I sort of had to do for the day, or, you know, for that time, or if I had more time on my hands, like I probably wouldn't mind it so much. But yeah, I'd love to know if you are somebody that actually enjoys ironing.
You withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. And every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
that brings us to the end of this get it all done. Now I apologise for if it was a bit, yeah, all over the shop, which I feel like it was, but these were just things that were playing on my mind that I wanted to get done, and I thought I'd just bring you all along and hopefully bring you that motivation, because that's what I strive to do on my channel. So that's my aim of my channel, and just inspiration, motivation. If you like this style of video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new here and you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you'd consider sticking around and hitting that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Have a lovely day.